We're going to be breaking down the 9v9 formation 1-3-2-3. Although we're discussing the rules of this formation, it is crucial to ensure that children don't focus too much on tactics and player positioning at this time of their development. It's more about mastering the ball, the skill development, as well as the decision making in different situations such as 1v2 and 2v2, etc. Before we get going with what a 1-3-2-3 looks like, we first need to understand what is a formation. A formation can be also described as a system of play. It describes how the players in a team generally position themselves on the field during a game. Soccer is a fluid and fast-moving game, and with the exception of the goalkeeper, a player's position and a formation does not define their role as a set position. For instance, an American football player may expressively line up in a formation and stay in that position. Nevertheless, a player's position in any formation generally defines whether a player has mostly defensive or attacking role, and whether they tend to play towards one side of the pitch or centrally. Formations are typically described by 3 or 4 numbers, which denote how many players are in each row of the formation, from the most offensive to the most forward. For example, the popular 4-5-1 formation has 4 defenders, 5 midfielders, and a single forward. Different formations can be used depending on whether a team wishes to play more attacking or defensive soccer, and a team may switch formations between or during games for tactical reasons. The choice of the formation is typically made by a team's manager or head coach. Skill and discipline on the part of the players is needed to implement any given formation effectively. Formations need to be chosen bearing in mind which players are available. Some formations were created to address deficits or strength in different types of plans. So now we know what a formation is, now we need to understand the field we're playing on. The 9v9 field looks like a regular sized field but just a little smaller. The dimensions are roughly 75 yards long and 50 yards wide, with the goals also smaller in size compared to 11v11 field. There is no build out line at 9v9, so players must learn how to play out the back with no restrictions on how close the opposing team can begin their press. The main areas of the field are the penalty area. This is where the goalkeeper can use their hands. Fouls in here also result in a penalty kick. The goal area. This is where the goalkeeper can restart play with a goal kick. The halfway line. Players retreat behind this line when play is restarted after a goal. The centre circle. Players cannot be inside this area when the opposing team is kicking off. As mentioned earlier, there is no build-out line unlike the 7v7, where you are given a certain portion of the field to restart play from a goal kick or goalkeeper restart. So now we've understand what a formation is and the field we're playing on, let's take a look at what the formation looks like when playing a 1-3-2-3. The formation consists of 1 goalkeeper, 3 defenders, 2 midfielders and 3 forwards. In soccer, players playing in certain positions are assigned a number. This helps identify their position and their role within the team. For number 1 is the goalkeeper, number 2 right back, number 3 left back, number 4 is our centre back, number 6 is our holding central midfielder, number 8 is our centre midfielder, number 7 is our right forward, number 11 is our left forward, and number 9 is our centre forward. Generally speaking, we want our players to remain in their assigned roles. But as the game evolves, so does the positional responsibilities. For example, when we have the ball, when we're in our attacking shape, we want a large shape, lots of space between the players. Our number 2 and our number 3 provide width in the defensive half and support the wide forwards. Our number 7 and our number 11 provide width in attack in half the field, and number 9 stays high to get central outlet with the ball into the feet or behind the opposition's defensive line in possession. The number 8 will have the option to move further up the field, whilst number 6 holds any deeper role defensively. When we lose the ball and we're in a defensive shape, we want to make sure our shape is smaller and more compact. Notice the players are closer together within the team, working as a single unit to limit space. Our number 2 and our number 3 pinch in, our number 9 drops off and is not so high up the field, number 6 and number 8 are not too far apart and are in a position to pivot off one another. Number 6 will drop deeper and provide support in a defensive situations than the number 8. The team works as one unit to prevent the opposition breaking through the lines. We call this shifting. So now we know what the 1-3-2-3 looks like. Now we're going to take a look at what the advantage of playing the formation versus the disadvantages. The advantages of playing the 1-3-2-3 are: it is attack-minded and position-orientated. The formation provides lots of width while still remaining balanced in the centre of the field. We can easily adapt to a more defensive shape, such as the 3-4-1 if wide players drop into midfield. The setup allows for defensive players to go forward and allows central midfielders to practice dropping in. It also develops a role of the holding midfielder at number 6, and we can also begin to develop the player's understanding of the 4-3-3 and the 4-2-3-1 formation. With every formation, there are also disadvantages in this particular case. With a 1-3-2-3, our wingers can get drawn too wide and therefore isolate the forward. Central midfielders can get outnumbered if the 4 players are not working hard to apply pressure to the opposing teams. The formation also makes us vulnerable in wide areas. If the wide forwards don't track back or central midfielders don't work laterally to cover the spaces in front of the fullbacks, we can be exposed. There is also the potential that wide backs are often reluctant to join the attack and can be caught playing too defensive. There is also the potential that a central defender can be caught one-on-one or outnumbered if both fullbacks push up at the same time. Overall, the 1-3-2-3 is a very solid and easy to understand formation. Perhaps the reason why this is the most common 9v9 formation out there is that it helps develop players' understanding of key roles within the game of soccer. Teams that like to possess the ball, attack-minded, and like to utilise their widespread players will find this formation very useful.